Season's right around the corner, and this morning we're giving you some ways to get a handle on your weight before the feasting begins. Joining us live from Roanoke is WDBJ 7 Mornings' Melissa Gaona. Melissa, you brought in a dietitian. What does she suggest?
Well, she's actually saying, Seth, that our environment plays a huge part in weight gain during the holidays. And it's really something that sometimes you can't remove yourself from. One of those is the newsroom. We bring so many junk food to this newsroom. It's incredible. Last week, I brought a chocolate cake. Yeah, probably not the best idea, but that is an example of what we're talking about here. Martha Ross with Carillion Clinic, a dietitian. Martha, give us some other examples of how our environment plays a part in our kind of overeating during the holidays.
Well, there's lots of things around. All you have to do right now is go to the grocery store, and you can just see all the holiday goodies, and it starts making you think, what about this and what about that, and I haven't had it for a long time. If you go to parties, if you're a person that likes cheese balls or dip, make sure you put the cheese ball or the dip on your plate and know how much you're eating, and then have the crackers around that, because if you just keep going back to the ball or the dip, you're going to consume too much.
Yes, I'm guilty of that as well.
Drinking is another problem. Your alcohol has a lot of calories, plus the more you drink, your guard is down, you're willing to consume a little bit more because you're not thinking about it as clearly as you would.
Martha, is there an alternative to drinking, maybe a low-calorie drink that we could do, maybe instead of beer, because I know that's very calorie-heavy?
Of course, the beer, you have your light beer, which your light beer would help right there because it's lower in calories. Then, you know, even if you drink like the hot ciders, they all have calories. You can always go to your diet drinks or this good old water that's always out there that doesn't have calories. Your tea, hot tea, is really good this time of year, or coffee if you drink it black.
All right. Thank you so much for that information, Martha. One thing she also mentioned for some diabetics out there is if you have the shrimp cocktail, the shrimp is okay. It's the cocktail that you got to be careful with. So just about a quarter of a cup is what she said. That's about one serving for your carbohydrates if you are a diabetic. But Seth, we've got some tips and tricks as well as a yummy recipe that Martha has shared with us. I put that up on our website at WDBJ7.com.
Pumpkin fluff, was it? Something along those lines?
Pumpkin fluff whip.
Okay, I'm in. I'm going to check it out after the show. And we're going to WDBJ 7 Mornings, Melissa Gaona. Good morning, Melissa.
Yes, good morning, Seth and Kimberly. Well, I am speaking with dietitians from Carillion Clinic this morning, and one thing I am seeing that we are going wrong here is impulse eating. Pretty much means if you see a plate of, I don't know, cheese balls sitting around, you pretty much just eat them even though you're not hungry. So, and I know y'all can relate with me on that one. All right, so we brought Martha Ross in to point out a few other mistakes that we are making during the holiday season. Martha, let's get started.
Well, number one, most people don't plan, and you will eat less if you plan. Take a small container. If I take out a whole bag of potato chips and start eating, I will eat tons. If I put just 10 chips in a dish, I'm more likely only going to eat 10 chips. Try a smaller bowl. He's looking at the bowls right now, because if the plate is smaller, it makes you feel like you're eating more food. We have a dish over here of dressing. Put your dressing in a side dish, dip your fork in the dressing, then into the salad. You get a taste of dressing with each bite, but you'll consume a much smaller portion of dressing. Put your fork down. And take some time to chew and indulge in the food that you have, and then go back up. The slower you eat, the more full you're going to feel.
All right, thank you for that tip. And, you know, I got to say, Kim and Seth, I think for this to be a small plate, I don't know, that seems pretty big to me. So, see, she's being generous with us this morning. Let me tell you something else, Kim and Seth. The kind of dietitians I like are the dietitians that show up with a pumpkin fluff whip recipe. It's amazing, and it only has 25 calories and 1 gram of fat per serving. And guess what? Posted it on our website at WDBJ7.com if you want to check it out.
I do. Pumpkin fluff. That sounds
delicious.
Good.
Sounds tasty and somewhat healthy.
Somewhat, yeah.
All right, we'll take it.
Had a focus on adoption here on WDBJ 7 Morning. This week we're switching things up a bit, talking about health and beauty.
WDBJ 7 Mornings, Melissa Gaona joins us live in Roanoke. She's talking with a dietitian about how to stay healthy during the holidays. Holidays and overeating, they just go hand in hand, Melissa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what's kind of, I don't know, frustrating is when you talk with an expert about this and they pretty much say, well, you know, you can't eat the pie or you can't eat the stuffing. And to be honest, that's just not realistic. So that is why we brought in Carillion Clinic's dietitian, Martha Ross. She's going to pretty much keep it real with us today. So, Martha, you've got some tips that we can still enjoy our favorite foods, but also avoid gaining that 5 to 8 pounds that the average person gains during the holidays.
Yes, I do. I think it's true. Most people are going to eat the pie, so I always say have a small piece of pie, or even a half of 2 small pieces of pie, because you want a little taste of each. But then try to cut some calories in some other ways. If you really like pumpkin pie, maybe try some pumpkin butter on toast throughout the week to give you the flavor so that you're not eating leftover pie, or even try some apple butter. As well on there. Save some calories throughout the week. Go from a regular sausage patty to a turkey sausage patty. You're going to save about 140 calories. Go to something like a regular waffle to a low-fat waffle and save some calories that way. According to the author of Mindless Eating, we should try to save 300 calories a week. So think about 300 calories a week that you can cut out.
All right, wonderful. So pop up some information for you here. The first thing you want to do is strength training. She says start that strength training because that will speed up your metabolism the fastest. Also eat a protein-filled breakfast. A lot of carbs isn't going to keep you full very long, so try an egg with some spinach. Also eat 5 small meals a day. 5 small ones, that's pretty generous, I'd say. Also eat slow. Enjoy it. Try to chew the food, not eat so fast, and put the fork down every now and then. Also chew gum while cooking. This is one that I really need to be mindful of. You want to chew gum, maybe eat some small baby carrots. That way you're not picking up on that food while you're cooking it. You know, Kim and Seth, every time I cook during the holidays, one thing I find is that by the time dinner is ready, I'm already full because I've been picking at the food I've been cooking all day. Can you guys relate?
Definitely. Like I make chocolate mint cheesecakes every Christmas, so you know you got the finger in the bowl, and you have to make sure it's got enough sugar in it.
Oh yeah,
It
it's
tastes
like I
right.
slice one piece of ham for you, one for me, and we keep
Yeah.
going down the line there.
Okay, try to do better
Those are
on
good
that.
tips.
They are good tips. Well, there are